Hi guys, we'll be looking at the properties of a straight line that has parallel and perpendicular lines. Those are very important properties on coordinate geometry. Now, two or more lines are said to be parallel if their gradients are the same, and two lines are perpendicular if the product of their gradients is -1. Consider the lines L1 with equation y1 equal to m1x plus c1 and L2 with equation y2 equal to m2x plus c2. Now, if L1 and L2 are parallel, it means this gradient m1 here is equal to m2. And if they are perpendicular, it means this gradient m1 times m2 will be equal to -1. If they are perpendicular, m1 times m2 is -1. Okay. Examples. Prove that the lines y equal to 2x plus 5 and 2y equal to -x plus 7 are perpendicular. Now, if you are to prove that these lines are perpendicular, the first thing is that we derive our gradients from the equation. Okay, let's look at the solution. We derive our gradient. Line 1, the gradient of line 1 here, what is the coefficient of x? Is 2. The gradient of line 2, we make y the subject here, means we'll be dividing both sides by 2. When you divide both sides by 2, you have -x over 2 plus 7 over 2. -x over 2 means -half x. So the gradient is -half. Right? Now, let's take m1 multiplied by m2. 2 times -half. 2 cancel here gives us -1. Hence, we conclude that the lines are perpendicular. Okay. Now let's look at the second example. Find the gradient of the following lines and determine whether they are perpendicular or parallel. The first line 5y plus 2 equals to 6, and the second line y plus 2 over 5x equals to 6. Let's look at the solution. So what's the first thing we have to do here? What's the first thing? First thing is to make y the subject to obtain the gradient. Alright, line 1. In line 1, making y the subject in line 1 here. Y equals to negative. Yeah, it's 5. 5y plus 2x equals to 6. We should read 5. So 5y equals to -2x plus 6, which implies we divide both sides by 5. It gives -2 over 5x plus 6 over 5. So our gradient is -2 over 5. I'm emphasizing that here is 5. 5 is here, the 5y. This equation should read 5y plus 2x equals to 6. And which implies 5y is -2x plus 6. So our gradient m1 is -2 over 5. Line 2, make y the subject here, imply y, then this positive will cross over the equality, becomes negative. We have -2 over 5x plus 6. So what then is our gradient? The coefficient here is -2 over 5. Okay. So the gradient of line 1 is -2 over 5. The gradient of line 2, -2 over 5. What then can we conclude, since the gradients are equal? Since they're equal, we say the lines are parallel. Alright? So that is what we do. Those are the two key properties of a straight line. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your keen attention. Please like, subscribe, share, and watch. See you in the next video. Thank you.